Welcome to the Rivals 5-Star Countdown, where we'll highlight the best players from across the country for the class of 2026. I'm Jason Fitz, but you're going to need some experts to help you get through this. We've got some of the best in all the land. We've got John Garcia, Greg Smith, Marshall Levinson, Adam Friedman, Sam Spiegelman, and of course, Adam Gorney will join me as we give you the best 5-star players from all across the land. We start the list off at number 10 with Brady Smigel, and to help us break that down, we bring in Adam Gorney. Gorney, Smigel, we saw in Jacksonville. What do you like about him?
Yeah, there's a lot to like. I don't think his performance at the Rivals 5-star was exactly his best ever. He was a little delayed in throwing. His decision making was a little off. But when he goes on the field on Friday nights, he's one of the best quarterbacks in the country, and why he stayed a 5-star. He looks like a pocket passer, but he's best throwing on the run. Like, he's just very creative. He's smart. He's a coach's son. He took the recruiting process very seriously, is already committed to Florida State. It looked like Michigan was the school to beat. They took another quarterback right before he got there. So Florida State wins out for Smigel, who is best throwing on the run, but is easily great sitting in the pocket, making decisions. And then he put up big numbers as a runner in his sophomore season as well, which is surprising because he's such a big kid. So I don't necessarily consider him a dual threat quarterback. He is definitely a pro style guy, but he can throw it from the pocket on the run or create with his feet.
All right, you get to take a little break. We'll bring you back later in the show. Thanks for the insight. In at number 9 on our list, Tyler Atkinson. And to break down Tyler, we bring in Sam Spiegelman. Sam, tell everybody what we need to know about Tyler.
Yeah, over at Grayson High School, they call him the quarterback of the defense, 6'2", 220 pounds. And he plays multiple spots on that defense. You'll see him rushing the passer off the edge. He's a great speed rusher. You'll see him playing off-ball linebacker. He's a collision course waiting to happen. But really just a jack of all trades. He can cover sideline to sideline. He can fill run gaps. He can provide a pass rush. You see why so many schools across the SEC and around the country want him. He's just kind of a hell wrecker around the line of scrimmage.
Is versatility good or bad, though, when you're trying to give somebody a rating?
It can be puzzling, more so in what position do they project to the next level. But in Tyler's case, he kind of cross-trains. Most schools seem to like him as that uber athletic and off-ball linebacker. You see what he can do. He can rush from that spot, but he could also cover the run and defend it at a really high clip. And yeah, he's training to get after the quarterback, but also drop back into coverage, which, in football today, you need to be able to have multiple skill sets to be on the field.
Well, we're not going to let you go anywhere because number 8 happens to be another player in your area that you know. Anthony Jones comes in at number 8. So tell everybody what we need to know about Anthony.
Yeah, well, he's known as Tank over there in Mobile, Alabama, but he's a modern pass rusher. He can rush with his hand in the dirt. He can fly off the ball from a 2-point stance. He plays extremely downhill. He's also extremely athletic. You'll see him bat a lot of passes down at the line of scrimmage. I got to see him this summer at LSU camp. He fits the bill. He's super lean. He's 6'3", 225 pounds, super twitchy mover, fantastic hands. He can be a designated pass rusher, but I think he's even more than that. We believe he's someone who's in line for just a monster junior season.
It's funny, though, because you are talking about a rising junior. So how much does sort of body construction and figuring out how these guys are going to grow? Because that's still such a huge part of what's left in front of them in high school.
100%. Tank Jones is, he's not 6'5", 240 pounds, where it's obvious that he's going to be a defensive end, but he's certainly equipped to be a elite pass rusher. The question is what kind of scheme and what kind of role. And early on, he played a little bit more standing up, and you see as he gets bigger and older and continues to grow and fill out his frame that he's doing just fine with his hand in the dirt and can be that, wide tech defensive end and can also get after it from a stand-up position.
All right, you're done for now, but you're not done forever because we're going to bring you back in just a moment. But Sam, you get to take a little break. Thanks for the info, brother.
Yep, thank you.
Coming in next on our list at number 7, Derek Cooper. To break that down, we bring in John Garcia Jr. So tell everybody what stands out to you about Cooper.
Well, first of all, one of the most physically impressive underclassmen we've scouted this entire cycle. A legitimate 6'1", pushing 6'2", 200 pounds and chiseled. So you say, okay, is he a linebacker? Is he a safety? Is he a running back? We don't know that part yet, but we've got him as an athlete to sort of cover our bases. But we do know that he is a legitimate 5-star athlete because he has scholarship offers at all of those positions. Was briefly committed to Georgia just for a few days, backed off. Now Miami is in it. Florida State is certainly one of the primary contenders here to keep Cooper in state, but no doubt just a superb physical talent who is truly projectable across the board. I mean, he won the running back MVP award at the Rivals camp. At Rivals 5-star, he was playing safety and linebacker incredibly effectively. At a different event, he helped Team Florida win a speed relay race. I mean, so this kid has legitimate juice, as they say.
Yeah, top to down, just an athlete in every possible way, and somebody's going to be lucky to have him. Thanks for the breakdown, brother.
Absolutely.
All right, I warned you Sam was coming right back. At number 6 on the list, Faison Brandon, somebody Sam knows well, a Tennessee commit. Okay, tell Vols fans what they're getting here.
Yeah, last year he had just one of the best sophomore seasons. Obviously, for a young quarterback to put up those kind of numbers, be productive, 3,000 yards passing, 36-3 touchdown interception ratio, but really 70% of his passes completed. He's extremely efficient. He doesn't turn over the football. You see it on tape that he can put it all over the yard. He attacks different levels of the defense, and then getting a chance to see him this offseason. He can extend plays. When you see him up close, he looks the part. He's 6'4", 190 pounds going into his junior year. And then when he's throwing the ball and he's on, he can put it anywhere in the field. Great ball placement, really great anticipator, sees the field really well and kind of reads and reacts at a really high clip. I think he has those traits that we're going to be talking about him in that first round conversation down the road.
The amount of Vols fans right now that are humming Rocky Top. I mean, they got him for now. It's a long way to go before they can count their chickens. Like that's not happened yet, but Vols fans are singing Rocky Top. Your mentions are going to be all glorious. Sam, appreciate the information, man.
Anytime.
Coming in at number 5 on our list, Emanuel Acho. And for that, we're going to maybe help with the pronunciation too. We'll bring in Adam Friedman. Adam, tell everybody what we need to know about Emanuel.
Yeah, Emanuel is an absolute beast. 6'7", over 340 pounds, with a jaw-dropping 87-inch wingspan and a 5.1 second shuttle this offseason. There are very, very few human beings, let alone football players, who can come in with these types of measurables. Has a basketball background. We saw that, not just on film, but on the field this offseason during the 5-star event in Jacksonville. He has 37-inch arms, which, he may not be the quickest guy when it comes to offensive tackles. Edge rushers couldn't really get around him, though, because he is so long. And just watching him, this lateral quickness that he brings to the field and his obvious strength is just so easy to see. As soon as he gets his hands on a defensive lineman, they go flying. But once you get past his sheer size, and what really is so impressive about his ability to play is the leverage that he brings to the field. What I mean by that is how he's able to bend at the knees and keep his balance and stay low like that throughout a play. You don't see those natural abilities very often. And remember, he hasn't played 3 seasons of football yet in his life. So there is a lot of room for him to develop still. And a comparison I'd like to make probably is Orlando Brown Jr. Both had similar measurables, but technical issues that needed to be ironed out before they could consistently play at the upper levels of football. So, look for Acho to show off incredible development over the next few years before he even gets to the college level.
To think of being as high on this list as he is with as little football experience as he has, it shows you that potential is everything. My friend, we appreciate you. Thanks for hanging out.
Thanks, Fitz.
Coming in at number 4, Ryder Lions, and coming back in with us, Adam Gorney. Adam, tell everybody about Ryder.
Yeah, he is a phenomenal quarterback, a very talented kid, very cocksure, very sure of himself and how he plays the position, really gets after it. He plays at a program that is going to put up big numbers. Folsom has been renowned as a place that they're going to throw the ball a lot and score a lot of points. It's been that way for decades. But Ryder Lions is special. Ole Miss has been a school that has gotten very involved here. I've thought he's like a better version of Jackson Dart. He's a guy that can throw from the pocket and make people look great as receivers, make defenses look foolish. He can get out of the pocket and prolong plays, escape pressure, keep his eyes down the field. He doesn't hurry, and then he finds receivers. Or he can run. He ran for over 1,000 yards last year. A lot of that was design stuff. He doesn't take big hits. He knows how to kind of dodge those, either getting down, getting out of bounds, or just not taking on the full brunt of a defense. So there are so many ways that he can stress a defense. I still think USC is the team to beat. In Lincoln Riley's offense, he would be very scary because of what he can do. But Ole Miss, Alabama, Auburn have all impressed him recently.
Well, you're impressing me, so just stay in the seat because we're going to get to the next player on our list. Number 3, Chris Henry Jr. What do we need to know about him?
Yeah, he is Chris Henry's son. And if you remember Chris Henry, remember long, athletic receiver, playmaker. Now, Junior is a little thicker. He is definitely someone who's filled out physically, very impressive player, awesome hands, can go up and win those 50-50 balls. A lot of times, I saw it this spring, the quarterback at Mater Dei where he now plays, just kind of threw it up. And Chris Henry Jr. had the reach to go up and get it. Now, will he be able to do that on the college and NFL level? We'll see. But he definitely has the size. He definitely has the length, the athleticism, and the playmaking ability. Early commitment to Ohio State. That is just another scary receiver in that room. But Oregon is making this one interesting. They are pushing very, very hard. Junior Adams, who coached Cooper Kupp in high school, is definitely coming after him. And so I think that's going to definitely be something to watch here. Does he stick with the Buckeyes? He's originally from Ohio. He bounced to North Carolina, is now in California. Or does he go up to Oregon? Or does someone else come involved? Because everybody's going to be interested in Chris Henry Jr.
I appreciate the insight as always, brother.
All right.
At number 2 on our list, Jackson Cantwell. To break down everything we know, Jackson in the Midwest. Greg Smith covers the Midwest for us. Greg, tell everybody what we need to know about this kid and why he's number 2.
Yeah, like it's pretty easy once I tell you that, he's 6'8", 300+ pounds as an offensive tackle with sweet feet, and both of his parents were Olympians. Like that pretty much tells you what you need to know about Jackson Cantwell. And so he comes from good bloodlines, very timely with the Olympics just happening. And he also is an outstanding track athlete himself. Like he could be an Olympic thrower, I think, if he could continue to pursue that. I do think that that's going to end up being an interesting wrinkle in his recruitment to see, he's talked to a lot of these schools that he's involved with about doing track. And so, yeah, there is a lot to like about Jackson Cantwell.
Yeah, but you said 6'8", and let's just presume he's not done growing. Does his height actually become a detriment at some point if he gets too tall?
Yes, that can be a thing. We've definitely seen that with other offensive line prospects. One of the things that you like to look out for to prevent that, though, is having that good bend and athleticism, and Jackson definitely has that. And so you like to see that in him, and I don't think that would be a problem. But it is something to watch out for, though. But you can see, when you see his clips from Huddle, during his high school season, he's out there mauling kids, and he can definitely get down and reach them because he is definitely used to being the biggest guy by far out there on the football field.
Let's just be real, Greg. I think if I jumped up on your shoulders, the two of us combined aren't 6'8". So I have no idea what we're doing. Thanks for the insight, my friend. I appreciate you.
Yeah, no problem, man.
We've saved the best for last. Every countdown ends with all the drama, the number 1 player, and we give you extra drama because we finally get to hear from one of our analysts that has been waiting patiently the entire time. Marshall Levinson joining us to break down our number 1 5-star of 2026, and that would be Jakeem Stewart. Marshall, tell everybody why he's number 1.
I mean, you look, the first thing you see is the measurables. Obviously, he looks like a monster. He's 6'5.5", even a longer wingspan. He's up to 277, 280 pounds now. So he looks like he's an NFL or at least a top level college defensive lineman already. And you just look at the skill set so far. He's extremely competitive, and every single time he's on the camp scene, he wants to face the best. And that's something that's really stuck out to myself and others around the country, in our entire analyst team here at Rivals. And obviously he was one of the focal points of the Rivals 5-star event. And he had a tall task on his hands to kind of, live up to that number one hype, number 1 prospect in the class. And he certainly did that, went against some of the best offensive linemen in the 25 and 26 classes. Not only did he show the power, but he showed some finesse, showed counter moves, showed an array of abilities that he can, display from the defensive line position that makes him that number one prospect in the country. And, it really hasn't been a discussion, if he's the number one player in the country. It's really been kind of a fact up to this point. And so it'll be fascinating to see how he progresses with his development. And obviously some big hitters, involved in his recruitment: LSU, Texas, USC, Ohio State, Oregon, Miami. There's no slouches in his recruitment. So it's going to be a fascinating one to see how it plays down the line. But, there's been, some sources around college football have said that he's one of the best defensive line prospects that they've seen in their career. So, him fitting in at number one right now, it's really no surprise for us. And, he should have no problem sticking at number one, or at least, very high up in the rankings for the future.
All I can say, brother, is I remember standing on the field next to current NFL players, and one of them said to me, man, they weren't that size when I was in high school, which wasn't that long ago. I mean, he's a mountain of a man amongst boys. Like, he made talented players look silly. There is no doubt.
Absolutely. And he's just going to keep that going. And obviously he's had the physical ability for quite a while. And now it's just about fine tuning it and getting in that college ready shape that he's looking to be in here in the near future. And, it's going to be a sight to see when he's really kind of hitting on all cylinders.
Well, just between me and you, we saved the best analysis for last. Don't tell any of the other guys for that. Marshall, appreciate you hanging out with me. Thanks as always. Now, you guys should check out, again, we've got the list here for you. It'll show you the top 10 of the 5 stars that are out there. And I'll remind everybody, this is the beginning of the process, not the end. So more to come from Rivals, and that's why you got to stick with us through this whole process. As we get through the cycle of high school football, it's sure that there will be more names added. The one thing we've learned today is that the future looks bright for football, for high school football, for college football. These names are incredible. These athletes are amazing. We appreciate you guys hanging out with us while we break it all down.